What if Deku was Dream Part 4? And so I looked at the comments, guys, and the acts of peace. Deku's gonna go on a little journey as our continuation of the story. Deku looks at the portal. Portal's nearly done, but he decided to take a break and spend his time with Mina, Maya, and Amy. Deku gets out from the basement, goes up the stairs, and he sees the dragon's already it's about 5 now. And the dragon is aging in this one because she's a kid. Deku went up to the little dragon, and the dragon said, "Pa, pa, pa." Deku's like, "Oh, it's your first words. What is it gonna be? Papa." Deku kind of blushes, is like, "I'm not even a dad yet." And the cuteness from her, and Deku's blushing, he's like, "You're so damn adorable." And of course, you know that dragon that Deku defeated? Yeah. The tail of the dragon didn't know this, or not, Deku didn't know this, but there is an axe, the axe of peace, a relic that was long lost during the war between Dream and Wilbur. Long time ago. And Deku plans to search for the axe. As Deku's traveling, Deku tells Maya and Mina, sorry guys, I fucked up. Maya and Amy that he's going away for a bit to find a legendary item. They said they're saying, "Okay, but be careful, okay?" Deku says, "I will." Deku's heading through snowy areas. He's making his way through hardship after hardship of brutal battles. And Deku went to Technoblade's destroyed temple. And he found a note there. In a chest. Deku's like, "What's this?" It took Deku 2 weeks to get there. Deku looked at the note. It says, "If you're looking for the axe of peace, it's underneath my temple. But there are several trials you must pass in order to be worthy of the axe." Deku looked at the trials. Trial by fire, trial by water, trial by air, trial by rock, trial by skill. Deku aces all of them. But for the 8th trial, the trial's just a stone block. Deku meditates and starts thinking, what could it be? Deku has the answer. No, there's no cobblestone there. There's the empty picture frame. And Deku thought, what would I do for this final puzzle? That's when Deku stopped meditating. He's been meditating for 2 hours. Sorry. When Deku was done meditating, he thought the answer is potato. The thing about Technoblade's puzzles are insane, so I'm saying the potato would be the answer because he was a potato farmer. Deku puts the potato in and unlocks and Deku sees the axe of peace. Deku goes toward it. He grabs it, but then the whole place begins crumbling down. Deku rushed into the exit. Exit's blocked. Deku saw one opening when the exits kinda cracked. Deku threw an ender pearl. And he just made it in time. But he did get cut in his arm, but he's fine. Deku decides to go back to Amy and May. Please guys, what should the dragon's name be in the comment section? The dragon is a girl, I said before, yes. Deku begins making his way back. For those 2 weeks, Deku was walking all the way back. May and Amy are like, not worried anymore because they know he's incredibly strong and incredibly skilled. As soon as Deku gets back, he goes on a little hunting spree. And he got some sheep and some materials for them. Amy and May put their armor on because they decided they don't need their armor anymore. Deku knocks on the door. Amy's like, you do realize that this is your house too, right? And Deku says, Deku opens the door and says, yeah, I know. And Amy says, well, your daughter has a present for you. Deku says, what sort of present? The dragon girl rushes to him. I made you this. She drew a picture of Deku with a smiley face. With Amy and May. And Deku's like, oh, this is really sweet. Here, I'll put it up right on the frame so everyone will know that you did such a great job. And Amy's like, yeah. I did well, Papa. You sure did, May. Dark. I'm calling her just Dark for now. Please tell me what her name should be in the comment section. So, Deku said, good job, sweetie. May responded like, yeah? I got some more materials for you and some food. May's like, oh, thank you. We've been actually running low since you left. Deku's like, kind of figured. After all, it's been like 2 years. Like 2 years when I defeated Slot. Make that 4 years ago. The land's been at peace ever since. He's like, yeah, it's been so quiet around here. He's like, yeah. Deku proceeds to like yawn like this. He begins to go upstairs and sleep. And the dragon followed Deku and she says, I want to sleep with Papa. Deku's like, come here, girl. Come here, sweetie. She hops in the bed with him. Me and Amy decided to it was too adorable of a father and daughter moment, so they decided to sleep in separate, decided to sleep in a separate room together. As Deku is dreaming about Bakugo having to fight this big behemoth, the Nomu. And Deku decided to, in the morning, make the portal and set the coordinates for it. Deku decides to finally finish the portal. Now we go to Bakugo on the USJ. Bakugo is being pinned by the Nomu. Because Deku is not there in canon, so when the portal appears, it appears in the woods. And Deku goes through it. And Deku sees Shigaraki almost touching Floppy in the face. Deku decides to teleport there, grabbing Shigaraki's arm. Then Shigaraki goes for Deku's throat. Then Deku grabs Shigaraki's other arm and snaps it. Deku's like, you're a bit of a slow learner, ain't ya? Floppy's like, who is this guy? He's handling this villain like it's nothing. Shigaraki's like screaming like, ugh! Kirigiri! Teleport me away! Kirigiri teleports Shigaraki away from Deku. Deku's slowly walking to them. And that's when Shigaraki says, Nomu, attack him! Nomu punches Deku, but just slightly moving him 2 inches. And Shigaraki's like, what? And both Shigaraki and Kirigiri notice that Deku didn't take any damage. Because I think his outfit, he made the outfit into something so protective that it can't be measured, because Deku's body is no longer a normal human's body. The Nomu's like, Shigaraki says, kill that kid! The Nomu's like punches are like going like a super speed. Deku just uses one hand, just like blocking them. And he's not even like twitching or moving around. He just says to Floppy like, you okay guys? Floppy's like, hey, should you be paying attention? Deku's like, oh, this is nothing. His speed's just so like slow, I can just easily predict it. And then that's when the Nomu was going even faster. Deku also noticed this, and Deku also went faster. Deku just said, I had enough fun. Deku grabs the Nomu's arm and rips it off like it's nothing. Of course, when Bakugo gets there, he's like, what the hell's going on? Because Ida went to go get the teachers. And that's when All Might's there. And Shigaraki teleported Deku like away from the Nomu. And then that's when the Nomu and All Might begin clashing. And when Shigaraki the Nomu was defeated, All Might was just about to go to buff for him. Shigaraki and Kirigi are going for him. But Deku just steps in and just says, you better leave him alone, otherwise you'll be dead. They decide to retreat. Shigaraki's pissed. He's like, damn it! Why? Why did I fail? Why'd you hit that kid? It's like his ability, his quirk was could easily just predict the Nomu's moves. All Might says, thanks. Deku says, no problem. Deku leans over to All Might and says, you're about to go into mini buff form, ain't ya? All Might's like, how do you know that? Deku says, I have my ways, and Deku saw that in a dream. Of course, the heroes arrive, and they think Deku's a villain. One of them shoots Deku in the arm. And All Might says, stop, Snipe! He's a good guy. Snipe says, oh, sorry. Deku's sorry for shooting your kid. Deku has the smiling mask on. He's like, it's fine. Deku sees to go into his arm, squeezing, grabbing the bullet out, ripping it out, and chucking it. And All Might's like saying, like, what's your quirk? Deku says, I don't have a quirk. I was like, what's that? How did you experience All Might? And years of physical strain and brutal challenges. If only you sharpened your skills, All Might, you could have beaten that normal with ease. Deku's kneeling down at him. And that's when Deku kinda looks at Bakugo. And Bakugo says, who are you? Deku seems to grab the smiley face mask and pull it away, revealing Deku. And Bakugo says, Deku? And Okatsuwane is like, what are you talking about, Kachan? Kachan's running over to him, hugging Deku. And Deku's like, whoa there. Kachan, Jesus. I know it's been so long, but you don't have to squeeze me this hard, man. Kachan's like, where were you? I've been looking everywhere for you. And Deku sees to whisper to Bakugo that his parents abandoned him and dropped him into a well. And Bakugo's like, oh. And by the way, Deku was gone from May and Amy at night, so yeah, he left at night. Of course, the dragon followed and said, Papa, who are these people? Bakugo's like, Papa? And Deku's like, oh, I'm sorry. Sweetie, meet your uncle. Bakugo's like, wait, I'm an uncle? Deku says, yes, you are, Bakugo. And this is my daughter. Her name is, for now, will be blah blah. That's her, are we calling her just blah blah? Like blah, like that. So I don't know her name, so please give this girl a name, please. And also I may get Deku to adopt Eri as well. You guys' choice. Anyway, Deku proceeds to tell Bakugo all the things that he's been up to. And Bakugo's like, you damn nerd. There's no such thing as no alternate world. Deku says, the more you know, Bakugo. And that's when Deku says, well, it's kind of time for us to go. And the hero's saying, what do you mean time to go? Deku says, well, I have to go home. Otherwise my two girlfriends will be really mad at me. Bakugo's like, wait, you have girlfriends? Deku's like, yeah, I'm pretty old, Kachan. And Bakugo's like, you still look like you're in your teens, Deku. And Deku says, Bakugo, I am 62 years old. Bakugo's like, wait, what? Time's different where I am, Bakugo. I don't age. Bakugo's like, that does not make any sense. Bakugo's like, yeah, I know. Up until the age of 18, you stop aging. Bakugo's like, how the fuck is that even possible? Because Deku and Bakugo are talking privately. And that's when the heroes went to go greet Deku, but then Deku puts on the mask back on. Because he only revealed his mask to Bakugo. Because Deku was behind, in front of Bakugo. And Deku was behind the heroes. Not behind, but facing, back. And talking to Bakugo. And all of them, saying, hey, kid, what's your name? Deku says, well, I do have a name, but I prefer to go by Dream. The hero's saying, okay, Dream, how did you get here? Deku says, sorry, I have to go. The hero's like, sorry, kid, we can't let you go. Deku says, You guys can't stop me. I'm stronger than any of you, even without a quirk. Oh, like saying, what do you mean without a quirk? Deku says, I'm quirkless. And I don't care. I'm leaving. So, yeah, bye. Snipe grabs Deku's arm while, like, holding Deku's daughter, and Snipe says, hey, is that really your kid? Deku says, yes, she is, and if you don't let go of me, I'm gonna snap your arm like I did to that villain. Snipe lets go, because he's, like, kind of scared by that. Amy and Deku begin, like, walking off the forest. And Deku says, ready, sweetie? Yes, Papa. Deku enters the portal. Kirishima's like, whoa, Bakugo, like, Deku and they drag Deku's daughter leave and go back. Deku noticing the clock is like, it's not almost day, but it's getting there. So Deku tucks in his daughter, and Deku goes to sleep. No, he tucks in his daughter, and Deku sleeps with her, just to give her, like, comfort. And that's when the heroes want to go follow Deku. And they just see this weird portal thing. The heroes say, we should probably get this out of here. And no, and yes, Deku's the only one that can use it. Because he made a blood oath that only people that he trusts can use it. Deku begins to say, like, oh man, the girls are gonna kill me if I tell them this. As the heroes begin digging up the portal. And Baku's still processing this. He's like, I'm a goddamn uncle, I'm a goddamn uncle, I'm a goddamn uncle. And Kirishima's like, hey, Baka bro, are you studying for class, dude? Baku's like, Kirishima's like, bro, Baka bro, are you okay? L Class 1A is like, wondering, like, what's going on with Bakugo. Because if Bakugo told him that he's an uncle, all of them are gonna laugh. Kirishima's like asks, like, Bakugo that, is it because of that person that he talked to when class was over, when the bell rang? And Kirishima and Bakugo were walking down halls. Bakugo said, yeah, he's my friend. And Kirishima's like, how do you know him? Bakugo says, well, I've known him since kindergarten and since childhood. But after I turned 5, he disappeared. I was kind of worried for him because I didn't know what his quirk was. He was quirkless, but I didn't care. I'm making Bakugo nicer in this one. Kinda nicer. I always pushed him around to, like, make sure he didn't give up his dreams, but for his, like, 5th birthday, I went to go Terra Inko see Izuku Midoriya, and Inko said, oh, I'm sorry, Izuku Midoriya is not here. And Baku's like, what? There's something fishy with there. There's something fishy with you, Inko. Baku never knew the truth. Deku told Bakugo that he was abandoned, and Bakugo's heart dropped. And Baku kept thinking about, what if Inko was sad, but she just abandoned Deku and dropped him into a well. And Baku's explaining this to Kirishima. Kirishima's like, oh, that's pretty traumatizing. Baku's like, yeah. And of course, the girl that has, like, goggles on her forehead? I can't remember her name. I can't remember her name, sorry. But she has the portal in in the workshop, and they're trying to get it to work, and it won't work. So Deku's notices the time, and there's time in the Minecraft world is different. So it's been 3 days. So Deku decides to sleep. Not sleep. He gets out one night. He activates the portal. He goes through. He's saying, "Okay, this is a new spot. There was." And Deku looks at her. He's like, "Hey, wake up, sleepyhead." She's like, "Oh, it's you." Deku says, "Yeah, it's me. Now, what the hell are you doing with my portal?" Well, she says, "Well, I didn't know it was your portal. I just thought, because I want to know how it works." Deku says, "Huh. Give you a little secret. To make it work, you have to do a blood oath. And it has to be really, really deep and strong. Only I can activate it, silly." And that's when he says, "Well, how close to their dorms?" She said, "Yeah, they're pretty close. They're actually over there." Deku says, "Thank you." Deku, deactivates the portal. He throws an Ender Eye into the Class 1A dorms. He teleports in. You know what? No, he can teleport. I keep forgetting he can do that. Deku teleports in the building, walking through the halls. Of course, Deku's also kind of cut the footage where Deku's in the building. So yeah. Deku begins walking around, finding where Deku finds the swear words like "get back off or die." Deku's like, "You never change." Bakugo's sleeping. Deku opens a door. Bakugo wakes up. It's creaking. And Bakugo's looking up right now, and he just sees a smiley face right in front of his bed. It's like, "Jesus fucking Christ, who the fuck are you?" And Deku says, "Jesus, Bakugo." Deku removes the mask. "I didn't know you were such a scaredy cat." Bakugo's like, "I'm not a scaredy cat. You scare the living hell out of me, Deku." Bakugo turns on the lights, and Bakugo's like, "So." Bakugo's sitting on the bed while Deku's sitting on the ground. "I'm an uncle." But Deku says, "Yes, you are." And he says, I swear to God, Deku, are you pulling my leg?" Deku's like, "Nope." Bakugo's like, and then Bakugo says, "Well, can I come visit you sometime?" Deku's like, "Yeah, sure. Let me see your hand for a minute, though." Bakugo's like, "Okay, sure." Deku pulls out a knife and cuts Bakugo's hand. Bakugo's like, "What the hell?" Deku cuts his as well. Deku says, "Come on, it's a blood oath. If we don't do it, you can't get into my world." And Bakugo's like, "Fine." Deku begins to shake hands with Bakugo. And when they both let go of their hands, Bakugo notices his hands are completely healed. And Deku's already healed already. So is Deku's. Deku says, "Well, Bakugo, the portal's actually in the quirk thing. That lady is actually trying to make my portal work. I'm kind of scared." Bakugo's like, "Don't worry. I try to do something with it." Deku says, "Thanks." Deku proceeds to get up and leave. But not after he notices that he's kind of hungry, so he teleports downstairs where the fridge is. He turns on some lights and he begins cooking. And Deku is cooking some steak. Deku like eats it. It's like it's pretty good. Of course, Juno woke up. Momo woke up. She's like, what's all the commotion? And she sees the man that was like at the USJ attack. And Deku sees to like walk. It says, and Vivian's cleaning up the kitchen and everything, and Momo's like staring at him. It's like, are you serious? How come the alarms haven't gone off? And Deku kind of knows that she was watching him. So Deku like walked away, and Toppo right behind her. It's like, what are you doing? And mask, and Deku's wearing the mask. She's like, Jesus. How'd you get in here? Mo was asking, how'd you get in here without the alarms going off? Deku replied like, I just turned off the fee. Mo was like, you can't turn it off, this is UA. Deku says, well, does it count if I'm really incredible speed? I was like, whatever. Come on, I'm taking you to principal's office. Deku's like, have fun catching me. Deku teleports away. I was like, I gotta figure out. I gotta get handcuffs that cancels damn quirk. Deku teleports back, and the girl's sleeping. He's like, Deku's like, you are such a sleepyhead. Deku goes back to the portal. Portal shuts off. Deku goes all the way back up the stairs and goes back to bed. Because Maya was kind of needing attention, so she had bedtime sparring for about 3 hours. Oh, and it was a mess in the morning. White stuff was everywhere. The bed, the drawers, the windows, everything. Make milk. A rotten, spoiled day. And that's when Deku started to clean up the place and says, Maya, you really are feisty, aren't you? Deku and Maya says, yeah. I think I won't be able to walk for a few days. Deku says, yeah, I kind of expected this because you're not able to handle my power. Maya says, I'm not able to handle all your thrusting. And Deku's like, oh. We shouldn't really be saying that around our daughter. I was like, yeah, true. Amy's like, hey guys, what time is it? And that's when we'll be leaving it off.